Oleg Sirota says that if he were American, he'd vote for Trump, possibly. Sirota's a dairy farmer. He produces cheese.
These beauties produce the milk for my cheese, for my Russian Parmesan. Isn't that right, my dear? Without you, there'd be no Parmesan.
He runs a successful business, thanks mainly to Western economic sanctions against Russia. The Russian state has stepped in to support its farmers with cheap loans so they can produce goods that can't be imported. But perhaps not for much longer.
As a farmer, I'm pro-Trump. I like his conservative stance, and that he's in favor of economic protectionism, like all farmers all over the world. Anyone who says otherwise is lying. So my gut feeling is pro-Trump. But my mind tells me no. I'm worried he'll lift the sanctions against Russia, not because he's a friend of Russia, because he wants to sell American products, and then they'll flood our market.
With competition from large foreign producers, demand for Sirota's cheese would decline because it would become too expensive for Russian consumers. He'd struggle to repay his loans worth millions of euros and would go broke. Few Russians worry about scenarios like this one. Instead, many in Moscow are relieved that Donald Trump won the race rather than Hillary Clinton. Many accuse Clinton of Russia bashing. Trump, in contrast, is regarded as pro-Russian, or at least as someone who wants to do business in Russia. Pictures showing Trump with Russian pop stars have recently surfaced. Rumor has it that Trump loves all things Russian. In Moscow's wealthy Rublevka neighborhood, customers can pick up a unique piece of bling, a golden Trump phone.
This telephone is part of our presidential range. We also offer various Putin phones and ones with other presidents as well. We've got all great leaders, really, past and present. And we want to express hope that ties between our countries will improve.
The Trump phone and Putin phone are equally expensive. Both presidents are equals, if you will. Here, Kremlin loyalist teenagers are practicing how they can back Trump with his conservative values alongside Putin. These members of the youth organization SET, meaning net in English, also hope the country's relations will improve.
We second Putin in saying that Russia is much more than Matryoshka dolls, balalaikas, and bears. Russia is a sovereign actor in global political, economic, and cultural matters. And Russia has a unique set of interests and values that must be respected if one is to form a partnership with us. Trump will usher in a resurgence in global conservatism. While talk of European tolerance is common, Russia's civilization builds on traditional values.
Nowadays, traditional values are propagated all over the country. Russians should have children attend church and follow traditional gender roles rather than cherish individualism and a diversity of opinions. Another reason why progressives dread Trump's ascent.
Trump hasn't said a single bad word about Putin, even though Russia detains political prisoners. Opposition politician Boris Nemtsov was killed. Tens of thousands of people were killed in the Donbass because of Putin's war. A Malaysian Boeing was downed, killing 300 passengers. How's the Russian opposition supposed to deal with Trump? We'll treat him as the leader of an enemy state.
Dairy farmer Oleg Sirota won't go that far. He still has hopes that Trump won't improve ties with Russia overnight, and that he'll keep his economic sanctions in place for another few years.
I like Trump a lot as a person. I'd love it if he were to be Russia's president. After Vladimir Putin, of course. But he'll be the American president, which is why I'm worried about my cheese business, my farm and my cows. I'm responsible for them. Trump could destroy my livelihood.
And so, this Russian farmer's fate is intimately tied to the intricacies of world politics and Trump's stance on Russia.